Hey, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us for the 123rd week of the Free Assange Vigils. My name is Andrew Smith. With me tonight is guest host Misty Winston. Special guest Jesse Jett is joining us again. We should have a few other guests hopping in here soon. But before we get into all of that, I do want to run through the numbers with everybody. It is 3,993 days of illegal and arbitrary detention for Julian Assange. It is 957 days since the WikiLeaks founder was trafficked from the Ecuadorian embassy after being sold to the US and the UK for a $4.2 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund to the nation of Ecuador. It's 318 days since District Judge Vanessa Baraitser's January 6 ruling denying Julian Assange bail after personally ordering his release and ruling no extradition in his case. It has been 1,518 days of inhumane pretrial detention for the alleged Vault 7 whistleblower Joshua Schultz. It has been at least 1,086 of those days have been spent in special administrative measures. We have 956 days since the political persecution of Olabini at the hands of the Ecuadorian government. 167 days since Commander X was illegally taken from Mexico and renditioned to the United States. We have 116 days since Daniel Hale pled guilty to a single charge under the Espionage Act. And it's been 32 days since he was transferred to the Communications Management Unit in the United States Penitentiary Marion in Southern Illinois. It's been 118 days of detention served for Craig Murray for the crime of publishing in the United Kingdom, where the Crown Prosecution Service cites his publication of Julian Assange's court trial in September of 2020 to show why he's such an impactful journalist and should face prosecution. It's been 50 days of detention served so far by Jeffrey Donziger, marking the first corporate prosecution in U.S. history. We have 164 days of freedom for whistleblower Reality Winner, house arrest, for Reality Winner, and she's expected to be moved on to parole next week on the 23rd. It's been 618 days of freedom for Chelsea Manning, who still does regularly stream to Twitch, and 267 days of freedom for Jeremy Hammond. Are you ready, Missy? How are you?
Yes, Andrew. That was very smooth of you, dude.
Wasn't it? I tried.
Yeah. So yeah, I just so everybody knows, I told him to get my attention. I'm done making banners. I'm done making banners. I like to make banners, you guys, and I was distracted. Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's been a fucked up week, hasn't it?
Right? I want one that's not, you know.
Just one would be good. Just like
2004
one.
was fun.
Huh?
Right?
That's
2004
was fun.
Yeah, it has been about that long. God, it is one thing after another. It's so ridiculous. I'm exhausted, y'all. Anyway, but we do have Jesse Jett here, which is always a good time. It's always a good time. How are you doing, dude?
Good.
You're going to be on Facts tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, I'm going to hype it. Here we go. So tomorrow on Facts on the Ground, Jesse's coming on. We're going to do it live. We're doing it live at 8 p.m. Eastern. And he's performing his entire spoken word album, his new spoken word album, called the whole thing, front to back. Are you doing it front to back? Or are you mixing up the order?
No, I'm doing it front to back.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called The Coming of Spring. You can find it on Bandcamp. That's the best place, right?
I'll be putting it up on Bandcamp late tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So go get it. Go find it.
It is actually on Spotify. As a child of the 90s,
right.
I accidentally leaked my own record early, and so it's on Spotify if you want to hear it.
Smooth, dude.
It usually takes like a week at least for Spotify to go through its process. So I did it with, I was like, hopefully it'll be out by tomorrow, and it happened like within a day. So all of a sudden it's out. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
So it's on Spotify.
Oh my God, look. Cynic, hi Cynic. Jesse's hair is down. I know, right?
It is.
It's down, y'all. I don't think I've ever seen it down, actually.
One of the first times I was on with you and Jesse, I did, but it's been a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that it was cold out, I've been
funny.
wearing all these like winter hats and shit, and I can't have my hair up in them, so unless I do like a beanie, have like the bun, and then put a beanie down over it. But then it's kind of a cone head, or like
they have those beanies that have a hole. See, like for girls,
Oh, okay.
like it's for girls. But you know,
but then I would
anybody...
look like the mayor of Whoville, you know. So there's a fine line. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't want to, you know.
No, I think girls look
his own.
I don't want to speak down to the Who's.
Yeah, right. You never know who's.
It's that time of year, Jesse. It's that time of year. Maybe you should dress up like the mayor of Whoville.
Right.
You know, that would be fun. I think actually that would be fun.
It would be.
Dressing up is fun sometimes, as long as I can be comfortable, though. I don't like these people who dress up like I'm not talking like girly, like Halloween costume, like dressing up, or like you know, like the people who go like I can't like I'm too
crazy respect for committing, but if it's anything you gotta like hold a pose and you can't put your arms down for a long time, like,
or if I have to walk in uncomfortable shoes all night, or
when I was a kid, maybe my proudest Halloween costume, I was a barrel of toxic waste. So we had a big, you know, barrel, plastic, like industrial barrel, and there were suspenders attached to the inside so I could wear it, and we had like green cellophane and glow sticks taped inside it.
That's amazing.
And it was really hard to get around, so I would actually lay down at the driveway of each house and roll up to their doorstep and then hop out. And I had a little song that I performed at every door. It was great. But
that's amazing. Do you remember
it? Yes.
Sing it. Now you have to sing it.
Yeah, sing it. No, we'll dive into the article.
Sorry, you have to now.
Sorry, no.
Okay.
Let's.
All right.
I've gone too far.
But maybe later.
Maybe tomorrow night after everything, we'll come back to the toxic waste song.
All right. I'm down for that. All right.
Gotta leave them wanting more.
Indeed, dude. I can't wait for tomorrow. I need it so bad. I need like a 2 hours of awesome music, and it's still going to be dark, but you know,
I'm especially going to need it after tonight because we're about to get into the trenches.
Yeah, I hate to tell you guys, but we don't have like a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight.
No,
you know, it's not going to be. I mean, we're gonna have to laugh about it at something, because it's So there's gonna be probably some gallows humor.
Yep.
And a bunch of like really depressing shit. I hate these shows, dude. Why do I do this? Sorry. It's just, honestly, it's been a rough week for me. So I'm feeling very whiny about it right now. Ugh. All right.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's dive in. So this is an article that just came out yesterday, right?
2 days ago?
My days kind of blur together. I think it was
2 days ago.
Okay. The Assange article?
Yeah. It's Kit Clarenberg. Came out in Gray Zone. And it's a really good, he got some information from Assange's, what do they call it? The legal authority.
Yeah, like his legal representative.
It's like, in Australia. So she submitted FOIA requests and got a bunch of documentation and information. Well, not a bunch, and a lot of it was like fully redacted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff about like what Australia knew, and when, because they try to do that whole like, what did Kit call it? Non-denial denials.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just talks about like the conditions that he's facing in Belmarsh, and it's, you know, it's everything that we thought it was, and probably worse. This is just what we know. So here we go. Let's jump in, Andrew. Do you have do I have to do it?
Yeah, you got to accept the screen share.
I got it. See?
Cool.
Anonymous.
Do you want to kick us off, and then we could change it like the bold things?
Yeah. Hold on, my computer's being weird. Okay. Documents provided exclusively to the Gray Zone detail Canberra's abandonment of Julian Assange, an Australian citizen, and providing shocking details of his prison suffering. Was the government okay? So this is a pretty long article. We should start by saying that I'm going to try to skim through some of this, because we do want to talk about most of it. But I mean, obviously, if I read the whole thing out loud, it's going to take forever, and I don't think anybody really wants that. Okay, so all of this top stuff is just basically what I was just saying. Was the government of Australia aware of the CIA plot to assassinate Julian Assange? It goes in to talk about what the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture has said about this is, and many people have asked, we've been asking this question for a long time, like, why is Australia not saying anything, right? This is weird. He's an Australian citizen. Why are they not saying anything? Like, they very rarely say anything. And now this is, we're learning now that they have known all the time. Like, they'll try to pretend like they think he's getting treated fairly. He's not. Okay, so go up a little bit, Andrew, actually. No, go down. I'm sorry. Right here. Okay, so in the wake of Yahoo News' startling September revelations of CIA plans to surveil, kidnap, and even kill WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, which confirmed and built upon a May 2020 expose by the Grey Zone's Max Blumenthal, officials in the NATO-oriented Five Eyes global spying network struggled to get their story straight. William Evanina, I'm guessing, Washington's top counterintelligence officer until his retirement in early 2021, told Yahoo that the Five Eyes alliance was critical in Langley's, what does that say? Dastardly? My computer's very fuzzy. Oh, there it goes. My computer just got really fuzzy. And we were very confident that Julian's potential escape from the Ecuadorian embassy in London would be presented by hook or by crook, or prevented, by hook or by crook. This is the whole, they were like planning for a shootout in the streets of London. They were going to take out the tires of Russian airplanes that were going to be spiriting Julian Assange away for whatever reason. Pasta's here.
Pasta.
Hi, Pasta.
How you doing, everybody? Good to see you. What's going on?
We're just jumping into this article, dude. How are you?
Good. Sorry I'm late. It was a short notice thing.
Yeah.
Said
No,
I had
you're
to
good.
Get up there and do what's right and get on there with Action for Assange with the vigil. So here I am doing my duty.
You guys are still in Peru right now, aren't you?
In Peru, yes.
That's cool, man.
You guys are awesome. Check you guys out going all over the world.
Seriously.
It's amazing.
Thank you. We're still having our fingers crossed right now. We're hoping we're at the Hail Mary stage, trying to get press credentials into Honduras, because Honduras is not one of those places you can just kind of show up on the doorstep and say, hey, we're here for press. They got to know you're there. So hopefully we're still going to the last couple Hail Marys to try to get to Honduras, because it's a very important election. But please read about Julian Assange. I didn't mean to interrupt you. And then
no,
we
you're
can
fine.
talk about that later. What's up, Jesse?
How you doing?
Big fan, brother. Love your music.
Oh, thank you, man. Seriously, that means a lot.
He's going to be on Facts performing the new album tomorrow. Sorry, I'm really excited about it. Yeah,
nice.
I'm really excited about it. In case you can't tell. All right.
When asked whether the U.S. had ever briefed or consulted the government of Julian's native Australia on the operation, however, Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade dodged the question. For this part, Malcolm Turnbull, the Australian Prime Minister at the time of the deadly deliberations, claimed, the first I heard of this was in today's media. It's certainly possible that elected officials in Cambria were kept in the dark about the CIA's proposals. Australian Prime Minister Waltlam, was unaware of the existence of the Five Eyes until 1973, 17 years after the country became a signatory of the underpinning UK-USA agreement following the police raids on offices of domestic spying agencies, the Australian Security Intelligence Organization, due to its withholding information from the government. Whether or not Turnbull was aware of the operations, DFAT's response when a member of Julian's family contacted the department demanding Australia's Foreign Minister Maurice Payne asked the Biden administration to drop the charges against him, seeking comment on the Yahoo News article, was disturbingly flippant. Just because it's written in a newspaper doesn't mean it's true. The CIA has been accused of a lot of things, including a fake moon landing, the DFAT official quipped in a classic non-denial denial. The crude remarks were recorded in a letter sent to Payne by John Shipton, Julian's father. The missive is just one of many documents provided exclusively to Yahoo News by Kelly Tranter, Julian's legal authority in Australia. For years, Tranter has filed freedom of information requests with the Australian government in a campaign to uncover its true position on Julian. And to what extent its intimate alliance with Washington has limited its ability or willingness to push for his freedom. The documents acquired by Trantor expose Cambria as anything but an advocate for Julian, the Australian citizen. Instead, throughout Julian's time in the Ecuadorian embassy and imprisoned at Her Majesty's pleasure in Belmarsh High Security Prison, Britain's Guantanamo, the Australian government has been determinedly committed to seeing, hearing, and speaking no evil in his regard, despite possessing clear evidence of his dramatically waning physical and mental health and torturous conditions of his confinement. Assange informs Cambria of U.S. violations of his rights. This action was illegal. The records of a brief visit by an Australian consulate officer to Belmarsh in May 17th, 2019, 1 month after Assange's dramatic expulsion from the embassy, are especially illustrated of Cambria's attitude. Over the course of the meeting, Assange spoke in detail about prison conditions and his 23-hour-a-day solitary confinement. He remains in his cell most of the day, with 40 minutes allocated each day for association, the Australian consular noted. He is allowed 30 minutes outside each day, although he said at times it does not happen for reasons unstated. Unable to eat at all for a long period of time, and was now ingesting small amounts, collecting meals from the kitchen and returning to his cell. And then they actually have the write-up. Do you want to read through this, Misty? Hello?
I think Misty went to
I can take it too.
For more orange juice.
I can take it.
Oh, yeah, somebody wants to pick it up.
I was muted.
No, you're good.
Misty, you want me to do it?
I was muted. Go ahead. I was muted, though.
Consul asked Mr. Assange about his conditions in Belmarsh. Mr. Assange stated that he is not treated differently to other prisoners, but that this was a problem as he had different circumstances to other prisoners. Consul provided Mr. Assange with a list of questions and offers from his mother. Mr. Assange did not respond to any of the questions or offers. He advised that he remains in his cell most of the day, with 40 minutes allocated each day for associations. That was the part you just had. He's allowed outside for 30 minutes, although we said at times this doesn't happen. He is permitted 2 personal visits each month, plus legal visits. Mr. Assange has not signed up to access the gymnasium or undertake work or education programs, although he noted that this would afford him the opportunity to get out of his cell more often. He stated that he was not going to engage in slave labor and that he needed time to prepare his legal case. Counsel asked Mr. Assange whether he would like to post to write to the governor to request access to the prison library. Mr. Assange declined the offer, stating that he would be given access automatically in due time. Mr. Assange claimed that he was being treated well, but that one senior officer, quote, has it in for me. He showed Consul a charge sheet indicating that a search of his cell had uncovered a razor blade. A second charge was subsequently laid due to his failure to tidy his room after the inspection. That's the end of that excerpt.
Yeah, and it's brutal. Like, can we pause and talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. Okay, so he's in his cell most of the day. He gets 40 minutes each day for associations, whatever the fuck that means. He is allowed outside for 30 minutes each day, but says at times that doesn't happen.
When they feel
yeah, so it's, a guard's in a bad mood, so no, you don't get to go outside today. And that's really, and it's stupid. But 30 minutes a day, that's ridiculous. And that's probably alone too, by the way. He collects his meals from the kitchen, has to eat in his cell. He's permitted 2 personal visits each month. That's it. 2 personal visits. He's in a maximum security prison, essentially in solitary confinement, which has been made worse by COVID. And he's allowed 2 personal visits a month. He has 2 young children. Really? Really? Okay, so, plus he gets legal visits, and that, as we know, there was, what was it, Andrew, 6 months or something that he wasn't able to meet with his legal team at all? 6 months? Like an entire straight. Yeah, that's crazy. He's in a legal case against the world's largest empire, and he's unable to meet with his legal team for 6 months. Okay. So he's not signed up to access a gymnasium or undertake work or education programs. I love that he's refusing to take part in prison labor. That's awesome.
That's my favorite part. Like, out of as dark as all it is, he's literally like, "No, I'm not about to be
fuck you."
Like, I got you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That did give me a little bit of yes, because
yeah, absolutely.
He still got it. He
Gotta find the shining moments when you can. The little gifts, the little precious gifts when you can.
Seriously.
Yeah. And then also,
and just to show how fucked up it is, they highlight later in the article that prisoners in Belmarsh that do the slave labor for big businesses, which I don't know what businesses it's for, but they earn $13 per week.
Yes.
On average.
And they're making a shit ton of profit off of this. I'm sure y'all know, like our audience knows, they do this in the States too. You know, they have prisoners doing all kinds of shit. Sometimes fighting fires for like $1 an hour.
Yeah.
You know,
and
like fires.
And this is in 2019, by the way. This is when first he had been in there for about a month.
This is in
this
like
is
he's just got
moved to the medical wing.
So this is how bad it was from jump. Imagine how bad it is 2.5 years later. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then of course there's the whole part about them finding a razor blade. They highlight, I don't even know if you can call it highlight, but they talk about later in the article that instead of like making that a big deal, like they should have probably, he just got like a disciplinary, like they didn't tell, they didn't tell anybody. It was just like a disciplinary measure. And the fact that he's like, you know, that should concern everybody. I hate talking about that shit. God damn it.
So in court, the defense tried to bring up what is actually talked about in the letter here, the razor blade that was found in his cell as part of the reason why he was moved to the medical unit. And the prosecution actually tried to get it overwritten and say that he was moved to the medical unit because of the videos that were released of him. So there was... it was weird, like literally saying they're using the medical wing as punishment on one hand when the actual or part of the actual reason was because the razor blades were found in a cell in a different, where it mentions there in that earlier infraction.
Yeah. That's just a lot. We can jump back into it though, because it's talking about like as we get into it. So we can go down to where so he's had an infected root canal.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Let me pull that up.
Yeah. So he's had an infected root canal. They've been, as is put in the article by Kit, while mercifully prescribed antibiotics and codeine by prison doctors for an infected root canal, which can be life-threatening in the event the infection spreads. Assange was still waiting on reading glasses and had yet to see an optometrist. So I just had a root canal. Shit sucks. And like they're saying mercifully they gave him antibiotics and codeine to deal with it. That's the level that we're at. He can't even get like proper dental care. I mean, he was in an embassy.
They understand, like, you know, how do we look at our prisoners not only in the States, where everywhere else, right? Like they're lucky to get that. They don't even deserve that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Even if you're supposedly innocent until proven guilty. In this case, you know, Julian Assange is guilty because he went after the empire until he can prove himself innocent, and they won't even give him the opportunity for that. But it's the public mentality in which they're allowed to pull these practices off and actually let a man suffer with a root canal. And my mother had a root canal, and I can tell you she was screaming like there's no tomorrow. And Mindy Moneybags, you just had one, so you could explain and stuff like that. And it's disgusting that they're not even giving this man glasses to read. You know, he can fuck up his eyes forever. It's
his eyes are already fucked up. I mean, it's the same thing that happened to the West Memphis 3. Damien Eccles, he was in prison for so long that he like deals with partial blindness because he was on death row. So he like didn't get outside very much at all, like if ever. And it's like a real thing that happens. And he's been inside the Ecuadorian embassy for 7 years and now in prison for 2.5. I mean, he's been officially fucked up. I mean, I hate to be like that person, but he's been officially and forever fucked up. There's no way you come out of this the same. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to be changed forever. He already is. I don't think there's any question. I mean, they talk about it later in this article where he, you know, like struggles to know his own name and his own birth date, and he can't think, and he, you know, like he's losing his mind. Yeah. One of the greatest minds of our time. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you worship Assange. No, he's kind of a genius.
Credit where credit's due.
Yeah. And,
that's something that we need to talk about too, as well. You know, Misty, Andrew, and Jesse. You know, obviously I'm here a guest on your guys' show, but I think the macro of Julian Assange really, it's coming. You know, we have to constantly speak about the simple things, how important it is Julian's freedom and what it means that he's incarcerated. Because if they can do this to Julian, they can do this to anybody, and people still don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially right now, there's been a lot of criticism of you guys, like, all you guys do is talk about Assange all the time. Look at the situation with Rittenhouse and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it comes up again and again and again where we have to remind everybody how important it is, the situation with Julian Assange.
Yep.
If they put him behind bars, any of us can go at any time. End of story.
I'm just going to say that criticism is ridiculous anyway. Yes, I talk about Julian Assange a lot. I'm a free speech activist. I'm a press freedom activist.
Absolutely.
Of course, I'm going to talk about that a lot. I talk about a shit ton of other things, and anybody who's pretending that I don't is lying. Like, they're just lying. It's demonstrably true that I talk about a lot of other issues. It's like on video. You know what I'm saying? So go check it out for yourself. I don't just talk about Julian Assange. So just fuck off with that.
But you can talk about anything else
in your number one issue. It's justified. And those people can eat a bag of Richards too, as well.
Yeah.
Same people who come out of us
who
about
were
elections.
Like, used to be my friends are saying shit like that. Yeah, eat a bag of Richards. That's not cool.
Because you know what? You can be talking about any other issue and leapfrog over to Julian Assange in one move. That's all it takes, because it's connected to fucking anything, you know?
Exactly.
So, but that's the thing, though. I've never asked. None of us have ever asked anybody else to make it their number one issue. I wish people would talk about it, like at least a little bit. That would be cool. I mean, just mention it or retweet something. Like, y'all, like, nobody wants. It's weird. Like, people who like me and who know me, still will like not talk about it, and it's just weird. Like, it's weird, and like coming at people who you've been friendly with, and just like, that's just a straight up lie. It's so infantile. You know what I mean? It's really frustrating because no, that's not all I talk about. And
one thing that bothers me right now is, like, Kevin Gustola put up a tweet defending Project Veritas, just very blankly, like no, everyone's a journalist, no matter what you do. Like, regardless of what you think about him or even his previous work, like, he's a journalist.
Yeah.
And then some random dude is just like, this guy's stupid. Veritas is a right-wing spin program. They're not news. And I'm like, you don't get, like, you can say that, like, you're physically capable of it, but you're factually incorrect. So that just drives me nuts when people try to say what journalists are and aren't.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I sent it to you, Andrew. It's like 18 minutes. MC Shan is talking about Julian Assange. One of your fans called in. And MC Shan, who's an old school hip hop artist, I mean, 1987, this dude released his albums and shit like that. Yeah. Talking about Julian. I love it.
Can you send it to me on Twitter? You send it to me in a text message. I don't know if I can get it over there.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you on Twitter.
I need to see that too. Please and thank you. I love when new people talk about Julian Assange. Oh, and here's another thing. Can I bitch about something else? Because I'm having a week and I feel like bitching about it. When I go after TYT and Crystal and Sagar to acknowledge and apologize for their smears of Julian Assange, I fuck off. If you're going to be mad at me for doing that, they should be accountable for that. They should be willing to be accountable for that. They fucked up. So just say, hey, you know, and here's the thing with because nobody cares about TYT. I can trash TYT for it, but I come after Crystal and Sagar, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of Crystal stands and my mentions who were like, oh my gosh, that was years ago. Leave it alone. She's been great on it since. No, she knows better. She knows better. During that, pushing those CIA smears at that time was a crucial moment in the Julian Assange saga. Exactly. And she fucked up. So just own it and apologize. That's all I've ever asked for. And I don't feel like that it should, like, one ask and it should have been a thing that happened. So fuck off. Quit. You keep getting mad. I don't care. I'm so over it. Like, she should be accountable for that. It was a really terrible decision. We should be holding independent media, if you're going to call yourself a journalist and then you need to be accountable when you fuck up.
Yep.
It's not asking much. Sorry. It's a week, y'all.
You go, Mindy Moneybags. Get them.
I just had a bitch too on Wednesday and I'm still fucking fired up. Now I think it's been worse though over the past like 24 to 48 hours. Fucking A, y'all. Anyway, so we jump back into this, Andrew?
Oof.
Andrew?
Oh, he's muted.
Muted. I'm super muted. I'm trying to find that part of that video where it talks about Julian, but we can jump back into this if you want.
Wait, what? You were trying to find what?
The video that Craig sent, the part where he talks about Julian. I was looking through trying to find it.
Oh, okay. I can read while you're looking for it if you want. Yeah. Or Jesse can read or whatever.
We could do that.
Okay, so we just talked about the antibiotics and codeine, so that was a thing. Then he says that one senior officer has it in for me, showing his visitors a charge sheet indicating that a search of his cell uncovered a razor blade and he'd failed to tidy it after an inspection. So they come in and like toss your cell. That's what an inspection is. And then if you don't like clean your room afterwards, you get in trouble for that. So a third infraction of any sort, quote, would result in exercise privileges being withdrawn, end quote, the document states. Possibly fearing reprisal, Assange asked that the officials not raise these matters with prison authorities. Evidently, what might typically be considered an unambiguous indication of suicidal intentions was instead logged as a simple disciplinary matter. And that's what I was trying to spit out earlier. Ineffectively. Adding to his okay, this is going to make me angry. Adding to his psychological toll, Assange reported that he had undergone blood tests and been advised that he was HIV positive, a shocking diagnosis. However, subsequent examinations confirmed the test results to be a false positive, forcing Assange to wonder if the misdiagnosis was a mere error or, quote, something else. It was probably something else. It could well, that was me, not the article, by the way. It could well have been a grotesquely sick mind game, perhaps alluding to the bogus sexual assault allegations he had faced in Sweden and intended to drive him toward madness. And yes,
Yep.
I don't think anybody.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's what was happening.
1000%. Make the guy go back to his cell and start sweating more shit. They're mentally mind fucking this guy.
Yep.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yep.
That has been the goal. They have like mentally broken him down over time. Chipped away. Okay, so this is again like another part of this again came from a FOIA request for that Kelly Tranter got, who is again the Australian legal authority on the Assange case. So medical condition, and then obviously redacted. He advised that he was prescribed antibiotics and codeine for his tooth infection, which had been effective. Half his tooth had now broken away. I just went through this, and he had been provided with a temporary filling. Side effects from the medication had caused nausea and constipation, which was troubling him. He stated that he had not received his reading glasses and had not seen an optometrist. Mr. Assange advised that he had recently undergone blood tests. He claimed that at a medical examination, he was advised that he is HIV positive. Subsequent tests had confirmed that he is not HIV positive. Mr. Assange opined that this was misdiagnosis, may have been a coincidence, or it could have been something else. And this is again from the FOIA request that this was like they had come and met with him. A whole group of Australian MPs had come and met with him at Belmarsh. And so this was like the report that they had written up. So this all we know now that they are fully aware of the conditions he's being held in. They have been for some time. They've always tried to like kind of, you know, piss around, dance around an answer, never really giving one when directly asked. And we know that they know. So Assange also presented the Australian consular officials with a recently published UK Home Office deportation notice, informing him then, Secretary of State, I'm so bad at this. Sajid Javid, Christ on a cracker. Had
That's
determined,
a cool name.
I'm so bad. Like, I can't ever. Names are so hard for me. I don't know why I fucking suck at him. Like, Shahid Buttar. Oh, sorry. This is sorry. Like, 4 times I had to ask him how to say Shahid because I kept wanting, I don't even remember. But like, 10 seconds before we went on, right? And then I still fucked it up because I, like, in my head, I know I suck at it. So it's like an immediate, sorry, my neuroses. So had determined under the 1971 UK Immigration Act that his presence in the UK, quote, was not conducive to the public interest and he would be removed from the UK without delay, end quote, with no chance of appealing the decision. So he's facing immigration from the UK or deportation, I'm sorry. Mr. Assange expressed concern about surviving the current process and fears he would die if taken to the U.S. He claimed the U.S. was going through his possessions that had remained at the Ecuadorian embassy. He said that this action was illegal. The officers wrote. He stated that his possessions, including 2 valuable artworks he planned to sell to raise funds for his legal defense, the manuscripts of 2 books, and legal papers. He expressed concern his legal material would be used against him by the United States. And we actually knew about this a while ago, Andrew. If you were, it was right after he got taken. There was like a whole thing about all of his legal papers just being taken, which this was before we had the Max Blumenthal information, where they were spying on everybody and had taken all kinds of stuff. Everything was being, listened in on. Oh, what do you? Andrew, did you find it?
I'm close. Like I'm close
okay.
enough to start playing it, I think.
I heard it in the background. First I thought it was, I couldn't tell who was
Yeah,
talking.
let me put it on my screen share real quick.
Do I need to pull it up on the thing?
No, I got it.
Okay.
It's probably going to be about 5 minutes because it's a whole like little Q&A session.
Oh, this article's so long, y'all. We gotta.
But it's up on my screen if you can. Hold on, let me. I got to share with sound. Cool.
Good job. Way to remember, dude.
I just want to say one thing, brother. There's a journalist who has been arrested and it's a threat for all of us, Julian Assange. So if
Julian Assange, wait a minute, you talking about WikiLeaks, Julian?
Yeah, 100%. The community isn't speaking about him. I'm concerned about that. If the guy dies, we're all in danger.
Hell, so they got him in custody. See, you probably didn't know I knew who Julian Assange is, but I'm up on my shit.
Yeah, I will tell you who Julian Assange is. Julian Assange is the guy who...
I know who he is,
yeah.
but express it to the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I'm trying to contact you guys, try to contact Brother Riza Islam to spread awareness about this. We have a campaign called @Action for Assange. I will just write it in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to participate, you can like go to this DM Action for Assange. The thing is, we are concerned that most of the people in the community don't know who he is. If the guy dies in Belmarsh prison, we all are in danger. It's a threat to our speech, especially for people who are in the lower communities. He represented us. He told us the truth, what the government was doing to us, all the Western governments. Look, brother, I'm an immigrant. I came to this country like 10 years ago. I know what happened in my place as well. So I just want you to speak about Julian more, to spread awareness if you have any friends like in the industry or anything. I'm just concerned so much. Like the COVID shit, if he was alive, we would have known what's happening right now.
So how long has he been in custody?
He has been like 11 years. He hasn't.
Uh-oh, they cutting his voice. Say it again.
11 years he was in Ecuadorian embassy, so now in 2.5 years he has been in Belmarsh prison. So that guy.
Yeah, because I remember he was in a hotel at once, and it was surrounding the hotel. But those that don't know who Julian Assange is, he was one for free internet, freedom of press, freedom of documents and whatnot. And they arrested him because he put out documents that were given to him. He didn't do what's the other guy that stole all the
Edward Snowden.
Snowden. He didn't do a Snowden. Snowden actually was behind the computer and took that information, which makes him guilty. And Julian Assange did, but see what they're gonna try and get him on is that he undermined the safety of the country.
Or shit, yeah, because even like they're like, because he has a kid and a fiance, they're like, they took the diaper out of a trash can for his kid's DNA. I mean, they're doing shit, man.
Yeah. Well, Julian Assange, I stand with you, brother.
And please spread it to Buster. Please spread it to Chris. I don't know. I'm sad why Brother Chris is not speaking about this. Why all our black activists are not speaking about it? It's really,
we don't have any black activists nowadays. Who do we have? We have Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. They're both too old to do any goddamn thing. There are no new young black leaders standing up. Farrakhan is one of them, but there's no new black leaders out here.
I know
the black leaders that came up they were trying to be. They were trying, like, you know, the not fucking around clan when motherfucking niggas stand up and say yeah. Then they criminalize you. You dig what I'm saying? For standing up for your rights. So I guess a new black leader doesn't want to stand up because he's going to get shunned and ostracized by the fucking public. And who's scared of that? Not me.
This is like the thing is, I'm just like because life has been like so fucked up since like COVID. I was in California like last week. You have to wear masks everywhere. Like
As you should.
I know, but the thing is, in UK you don't need to wear a mask, and there's no COVID there.
Well, to each his own. All I say is that they're trying to push an agenda in America. But I'm gonna say, you want to know how fucking idiotic people are, right?
Yeah.
Here's how it works. You run around all day with your mask, right? But when you get around people you know and trust at your job, you talk to them. You take your fucking mask off, you're around them. And this goes for every member in your family. They got people they trust. You don't know who the fuck they've been around. So all this put your mask on shit, nigga, you've been exposed to fucking Teletube friends and so on and so on. All fucking
everybody had COVID in New York during December. Do you remember last December? Like, I think everybody has recovered from COVID in New York.
I don't know. I just don't want to go around it. Keep asking me to get on planes, this, that, and the third. I don't want to bother with it.
I couldn't breathe. Like, my nose was drippy. I had high fever. But I'm fine.
I think that's most of it. I'll cut it there.
Yeah, you played a little extra. It was for fun. And
yeah,
stuff
you
like
did.
That. That's
well
MC
past
Shan,
Assange.
baby.
Yeah,
Almost
but that's awesome.
50,000
He knows
Instagram
exactly what's
followers.
up. That's amazing.
He hit some of the important points, like Snowden was behind the computer. Julian was not. So,
well,
I mean,
Snowden didn't release to Julian. Snowden released to Glenn Greenwald and Laura Poitras.
Absolutely.
But it's a different situation entirely. Like the source is different than the publisher. And a lot of people get that confused. And not that it should matter. Like the source shouldn't be punished either. You know what I mean? If you're exposing corruption and wrongdoing that you've attempted to go through proper channels to expose, and you're left with the only option is just to like take it to the media, you shouldn't be punished for that. I mean, we should be encouraging that. You know what I'm saying? But in this country, we think that like we should protect corruption at all costs. At all costs. It's fucking weird. Anyway. All right. Andrew, should we the rest of this article is super long. Like I scrolled through, like I don't know if we should go through all of it.
How far did you get while I was playing with the video?
Not very. I mean, a lot of this is just stuff that we already know. So we talked about the taking of his legal materials. It talks about UC Global, the fact that there was extensive surveillance in the embassy through that Spanish firm, private security firm. So they were working with the CIA. What?
Real quick, sorry, I got to bounce.
Oh, damn.
Bye, Jesse.
Later, dude.
I know.
Tomorrow.
Time goes fast. Yep.
Tomorrow.
I know. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Tell everybody. Do your shit. Tell everybody where they can find you. All that stuff.
It's out right now on Spotify. It's called "The Coming of Spring." About a rough hour of spoken word of me just losing my shit on Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Biden and everything, all of it. The Julian Assange piece, "Conviction," is the last one on there. Figured what better way to close out than the last lines of that. I figure were probably my best way to end that. So we'll be doing it front to back tomorrow night, which I'm thrilled about. I'm beyond excited. So especially after this week, I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready to vent. So
I'll put the link for that in the chat as you're heading out, so everybody can put a reminder thingy on YouTube.
Pasta, it was a pleasure, man. Seriously, thank you guys for the work you're doing. Stay safe.
Thank you, Jesse. Love your work. We're going to listen to your shit while we're out there looking at some historic artifacts. Thank you, buddy.
All right. See you guys soon.
Bye, Jesse. Okay. I'm so excited.
Get Jesse on our show soon. We haven't even had him on yet.
Dude, what the hell are you waiting on, sir?
I know. Okay. We've been on the road. We've been in Nicaragua over here. You know,
dude, it's all right.
You know, we got to get off the map for like a week. That's why this whole week we just been pumping out shows left and right,
Yeah, I can't even keep up. I can never keep up though with there's so much good content right now. I'm always behind. I'm always and forever behind.
There's some really good content out there, and there's a lot of distractive shit out there right now.
Yes.
Too, well.
But I don't really get I try not to get super. It's hard to not because you get dragged into it whether you want to or not.
You know what? We showed restraint. We said no. That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we take the gloves off. I don't know what it is with Fee. People just hate on her left and right. They just take shots at her.
Yes.
It's like ridiculous, man.
Like brutal, like ridiculous. Like I whine about my trolls mostly because I have really dumb trolls, but she gets so much shit. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Well,
her and Magnus and
like
what?
The way I look at stuff like Fee taking a lot more heat than most people and like Magnus taking a lot of heat, if you look at how and this is just one example, you can transpose this for any issue, but like the WikiLeaks Dragnet showed certain people as nodes to accessing different communities. I think that's why they target Fee and other people the way that they do, is because they want to try to demoralize them and push them out of the space, because they know that the people they reach are much different than, say, someone that follows you, Misty, or someone that follows Pasta or Nico. It's just that individual like intersection that like Fee and Magnus and people like that occupy that drags them so much additional heat.
Yeah.
You know something too, though? I think it's like this like reverse cryptic fucking type of racist that like when she says something that might not agree with their, their ideas, they're like, oh my God, how dare you step out of line and say that?
I love it when people call her a white woman.
That's the sense I get at fucking times. I really do.
I love when people call her a white woman. Like, shut up, white woman. Thing. What? She's not white. Like,
no,
I mean,
not at all.
I don't know.
She's
and it's
very
just
much
like,
Latin.
Do people really think? Come on, you really think Fee's a Nazi? Like, y'all, it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
Hey, they did go to South America.
Right?
But seriously, it's here's the thing: nuance is dead. It's completely fucking dead. There is if you don't take one of two extreme positions, people get very confused.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
And we're out there, in Nicaragua, raging against some serious fucking white supremacists in the goddamn White House and the Congress that are trying to impose sanctions on brown and fucking black people in Latin America. But yeah, we're the white fucking Nazis. We're the supremacists. The fuck out of here.
They do the same thing with Assange. They'll say that it's just about one white dude, or they'll say he's a white supremacist. But I mean, nobody's done more to expose the crimes of empire, which is like war crimes against black and brown people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
White people as pawns to go fight those wars. You know what I'm saying? It's like the death machine is 24/7. We're talking about imperialism over here. We're talking about the real white supremacists, and they want to push back against us.
Yeah.
Out of here.
It makes me sad, honestly. Like, I hate even talking about it. Like, it makes me sad when something like this happens and it like allows everything to get really divisive.
Yep.
It's a complicated thing. These are all complicated things. We don't have to be in lockstep, but like immediately jumping on somebody who's been like a loyal ally and who is very clearly not a Nazi. Like, it's weird to like boom switch and like all of a sudden like you were friends with that person and then the next day you're calling her a Nazi. I mean, calm down.
Not even reaching out and saying, let's have an adult conversation about why we feel differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or even when you're on air, just be an adult about it.
I know. I get it, though. It's a very emotionally, it's an emotional, and I understand that one. And that's why I'm like really trying, like, that's why I really never jumped into it, because it feels like it is, nothing good can come out of getting into something like that. You know what I mean? Like diving into it. Really, nothing good's ever going to come out of that. It's just really frustrating because I feel like we're never going to get anything accomplished. We can't even like recognize these attempts to divide us. And it's so obviously, y'all, it's so obviously used against you. Hello, open your eyes. If anytime a story completely saturates the media, there's a reason for that. You think that happens by accident? No, there's a reason for that. There's an agenda behind that. Pasta, it's so frustrating, and I just get really defensive about Fee, honestly, because she does take so much shit, so I feel like extra mama bearish over her because it's fucking ridiculous the amount of shit that she gets.
Misty Mama Bear of the MCSE network.
Magnus called me mom rad.
mom ran.
in DC, because I was like, I had like my little first aid kit, my little sewing kit, and my little like extra bottles of water. And
Was that for the end all wars protest?
no, that was I think it was Clovers.
Clovers, right?
Yeah.
I think the mom was Melanie Fonseca, right?
Oh, I missed that
Marie
one.
Fonseca. I get her fucking name wrong. She's
Marie,
gonna
yeah.
kill me.
That's right. You called me
Fonseca
Mindy.
was the mom in
Wait, what'd you
DC
call her?
that time, right?
Melanie?
So, like,
wait, did you call her Melanie? Was that what you said?
Please roll the tape. Move along. Jesus,
okay. No, because my name is Mindy. My name is Mindy, and now her name is Melanie.
I'll take some heat for names for you. We had Colette on here, and I called her everything except Colette.
Fam's laughing inside at me over there. Shut up, Fam.
Which Fam?
You.
Johnny or Fee? Or both of them?
Both, probably, but feed loudly. Yeah. She likes to bag on me every chance she gets because, like you said, how do you say your name, Shahid? Shahid Butter, right?
I do that.
Shahid Butter.
I do that.
I'm the same way. I can't even speak the English fucking language.
I know.
My first language.
I can't read, if that makes anyone feel
You're dyslexic. That's like, No, I'm like,
beard is getting fucking full, Andrew.
Oh,
when is the next Lord of the Rings coming out?
Hair just because my beard's getting so big, it gets tangled together.
So, when's the next Lord of the Rings coming out? Tell me.
I don't know. We started filming like 2 weeks ago, so there was a problem. He was using a live bow on set and shot the cameraman. It was really fucked up.
I know. Don't hire him. That person's coming at a price.
Andrew, we're doing that thing again.
Do we want to get into can we go back to a part of the article?
Yes, we can still go through it. I don't want to bore everybody by reading the whole damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is like, I highly recommend everybody go. It's on Gray Zone right now. I'll put the link in the chat. Go check out this article. Huh?
Is this Max's or Ben's?
Kit Clarenberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a great article. So everybody should check it out. Read it all.
Getting
this.
to meet Ben Norton down in Nicaragua was awesome, by the way, too. You know what I'm saying? He's so on point with some of the stuff that's so important out there. You know, it was just Nicaragua was just an amazing experience. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, I'm here.
Hi, Glory Jones.
Oh no! Wait a second. You tell me Glory Jones is coming in over here. I don't know if I would agree.
Voice of God.
No cap over here, no doubt.
Oh my fucking God.
No cap.
Jesus.
No cap, Glory.
That's funny.
Y'all are funny.
Hi, Glory.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah. It's been a week, right?
It's been a week. It's been a week.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
In Nicaragua, I called somebody, one of my trolls, a Gussano, and dude, so many people went off on me. It was the first time I ever used it on Twitter. I'm like, oh, you're a Gussano. That explains everything. And so many Gusanos went off on me big time, you know what I'm saying? But I had a lot of support and people from Nicaragua sticking up for me, so it was kind of an awesome moment.
What a weird ass week.
That's such a pasta story that he would tell me. Like, yeah, I called someone a Gussano the other day.
You taught me the word, Glory.
Glory Jones.
How do you come from South Florida? How do you come from South Florida and not know the word Gussano already?
Because I'm from White Boca Raton.
Oh, that's right.
It's kind of funny because I did play highlight with a lot of Gusanos. You know what I'm saying? Like those were the Cuban Gusanos over there, but I didn't know that terminology there. You know, at the time.
Love you, pasta.
Speaking of Cusano, Ron DeSantis, Cusano #1 over there. Jesus,
dude.
I feel like I should know the meaning to this word now, but I don't.
That's because you're a white boy from Ohio, Andrew.
Yeah, it means worm, but pretty much it became famous because Fidel used it in a speech decades ago where he was basically calling out the fact that like most of the people that were in Miami complaining about like, you know, the Castro regime were pretty much like terrorists and CIA funded spies and old like mafia gangsters and shit. Okay. So yeah.
Oh, hey, we got somebody else.
What's up, little booze? Tommy Nation
Hello.
Politics here.
What's happening, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Andrew, I had to, bro. We keep missing each other. I had to talk to you. Missy, good to see you, boo. How's your hair?
You too.
How's your hair?
It's blurple.
I love it. Yeah. I wish I had hair.
I'll send you mine soon.
Oh God, Andrew,
yes,
you should grow it out and then like donate it because you do have pretty hair.
Well, hopefully, when my student debt's forgiven, I can get some hair. I can get some hair follicles from one of those. Oh wait, I know I didn't hear the news. What are y'all talking about?
I don't know.
Gusanos.
No,
we've been all over the place a little bit
about Australia's knowledge of Julian's situation.
Yeah. It's a bummer. So honestly, here's the thing, Andrew, I was just going to say, we are doing the thing again because it's such a bummer that we're distracting ourselves by like talking about dumb shit because we don't want to talk about it. And we do this a lot here.
We'll pull my share up. I got it. I'm ready. I'll read this section.
Okay.
What do you guys think about the news about the I didn't think this was going to happen, but the $1.7 trillion spending bill. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, it's a win, you guys. Just listen to them. They'll tell you. Just they'll tell you.
I saw the thing.
Oh, could I just say real quick, like a couple days ago, the freaking Biden administration, literally after coming from COP26, they held like a massive oil and gas lease sale in the Gulf of Mexico.
They auctioned it off.
Yeah, they opened up, I think it was 80 million acres in the Gulf of Mexico for offshore oil and gas drilling. That's right after COP26.
After COP26.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about that shit. No progressive is calling him out.
No one ever even tried to make a joke about it being called COP.
Right. That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that better?
They all took caravans of gas guzzling SUVs and they like flew on private jets to get to this thing. It's a joke. They're a joke. The fact that anybody's taking these people seriously, or the fact that AOC is pretending like we're going to lead on climate change. Fuck off. Oh,
Misty, though, is that better or worse? 26. Is that better or worse than the gassing water protectors? What do you think?
Huh? Is it what? Is what? Is
the private jets and the whole capping salts and pretending like we're going to care about climate change? Is that better or worse than gassing, water protectors as Standing Rock?
I don't know. It's a different kind of awful.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know that it's better or worse.
I think I like your answer. Sure.
We're just gonna see how all these like oil sales play out. That's all. We're just gonna see how it plays out.
Both sides. There's good people on both sides. Oh, we live in a cartoon, Steve Poikinen.
I'm going to jump into this.
Okay, go.
Following the UN Special Rapporteur on Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, and Degrading Treatments or Punishment, Neil Melzer, proclaimed the collective persecution of Julian Assange must end here and now. The international legal veteran added, in 20 years of work with victims of war, violence, and political persecutions, he had never seen a group of democratic states ganging up to deliberately isolate, demonize, and abuse a single individual for such a long time with so little regard for human dignity or the rule of law. Next, Melzer fomented against the relentless and unrestrained campaign for public mobbing, intimidation, and defamation by the US, UK, Sweden, and Ecuador, which had subjected him persistent and progressively severe abuses ranging from systematic judicial prosecution to arbitrary confinement in the Ecuadorian embassy to oppressive isolation, harassment, and surveillance inside of the embassy. In response, Australia's DFAT issued a statement rejecting any suggestion Cambria was complicit in psychological torture or had shown a lack of consular support in Assange's regard, claiming to be a staunch defender of human rights and a strong advocate for humane treatment in the course of the judicial process, and expressing confidence that he was being treated appropriately. Due to privacy concerns allegedly extended to all consular clients, the department declined to divulge any further details relating to his psychological or his physical or mental state. In addition, the Australian High Commissioner in London previously raised any health concerns identified with Belmarsh prison authorities, and these had been addressed with further inquiries made following Julian's move to the health ward. The documents provided to the Gray Zone indicate Cambria did make repeated inquiries to Belmarsh by phone and mail in the wake of WikiLeaks' announcement, all of which went unanswered for 6 straight days. So why did Australia's High Commissioner not intervene and demand immediate clarity on the issue of literal life or death urgency? Whatever reason for the Australian government's foot dragging, a councillor file dated August 8th that year, 2020, records how Shipton wrote to advise that Julian had been readmitted into Belmarsh's sick bay, and a lawyer was drafting a letter to Payne requiring that DFAT use its diplomatic sources to seek an immediate medical assessment, i.e. outside the prison. Then 11 days later, Shipton mentioned that Julian's brother Gabriel had recently visited the prison and was distressed by Assange's deteriorating condition, leading him to write letters to both the Australian Governor General David Hurley and Morrison, raising his fears. On October 1st, Assange appeared in court for a pretrial hearing in his extradition case. As widely reported in the mainstream media, he appeared frail and disencumbered, struggling to remember discombobulated, struggling to recall his own name and date of birth when asked by the judge. When presiding justice inquired whether he had even known or knew what was happening, Assange responded, "Not exactly," indicating the conditions in Belmarsh left him unable to think properly. I do not understand how this is equitable, the imprisoned journalist stated. I cannot research anything. I cannot access any of my writings. It is very difficult where I am. Assange's attorney, Mark Summers, argued that his initial extradition hearing, scheduled February 20th, should be delayed 3 months due to the complexity of the case. The evidence would test the limits of most lawyers, he said, and discussed the immense difficulty communicating with his client in jail while given he lacked access to a computer. The judge denied the request, and as a result, Julian would be deprived the most basic access to the bare minimum for proper preparation until just weeks prior to his hearing. And that time highlights that 6-month period where Julian was kept from his lawyers, basically from the time that he entered Belmarsh prison, got into the medical wing, all the way through the September trials of last year. So essentially the beginning of March through almost the beginning of September, Julian was basically denied complete legal counsel, tortured to the point that he couldn't remember his own name. And this was even before he was given the laptop with the keys glued down.
It's a fucking mess, dude.
I just hate that I know that I can keep all of it in order. Like, that's the worst part. Is, like,
I know.
chronologically, like, knowing it.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that we have to know these things it pisses me off, quite frankly.
Yeah.
HQ who said that people who are the smartest are the most unhappy. Because you're right about that.
Right. Amen.
I mean, it's not enough that we like the torture and the fact that the FBI or the intelligence agencies lied and put a guy on the stand that was going to smear him, and he ended up being proven to be lying. Should literally release him from his trial. Should be over. There should be no trial. I don't understand how justice is being done in any way. Justice.
I agree with Tommy.
All over it, bro. It really is.
I agree 100% with Tommy right there. John Shipton, Julian's dad, said, "Well, you know, their star witness who lied has turned turtle."
You have to whisper. You have to whisper.
Over. That's your dude. That's your number one witness. You ain't having anymore. Close the books. Let Julian out.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many things that I say this all the time. This case should have been thrown out and lit on fire fucking ever ago. There's so many things that are fucked up about this case. I mean, y'all, they spied on his legal conversations. They had microphones in the girls' bathroom at the Ecuadorian embassy. They were spying on every single journalist, every visitor. They stole his baby's diaper. They stole his baby's diaper. They planned to kill him. They were planning for like a shootout in the middle of the streets of London. Like, this is a fucking bad spy movie, and we're still it's still happening in broad daylight. Nobody's up in arms. The amount of human rights abuses in this case alone should have everybody freaking the fuck out, and instead nobody gives a shit.
But
and
don't
it's
you
fucking
know
crazy.
Don't you know you need to be kept safe? You got to be kept safe from information.
Julian Assange keeps us more safe.
Got to be safer.
No, Julian Assange exposing the fucking crazy war criminals in charge. That's the kind of safe I would like, please. More of that.
I agree.
Every time you turn around, there's something new, and people are going back to WikiLeaks and looking at shit. You know, WikiLeaks also exposed the Clintons kind of funding jihadists, you know, and Al Qaeda and all these other groups through Qatar and whatnot. Like, I can't understand why people aren't up in arms. I mean, there were a few people, conservatives, the Duck Dynasty guy, Sarah Palin came around. But when I, you know, even my mother now, she's like, yeah, he should have done that. I don't know why he didn't do that. But they make excuses. Oh, Donald Trump couldn't have done that. You know, he couldn't fight the war machine and stuff like that. But he's for freedom of speech. My ass.
No.
My ass. Number one fault for Donald Trump to not pardon this Julian Assange. But you pardon Kodak Black? You know what I'm saying? And all these other characters?
Somebody said, wait.
Oh, yeah, they can't get over the fact that he didn't get out of any of the wars, even though he said he was. There's two sides of the same coin, guys. Like,
did somebody actually say that Trump cares about free speech? Did somebody actually say that? Because it's fucking ridiculous.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He's the guy that had Julian Assange arrested, you guys. Like, I'm so tired of Trump supporters saying that shit. Hello? He's the guy that had him arrested. The first journalist ever to be charged under the Espionage Act.
Trump's an outsider. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he's not a fucking outsider. He's been an insider his entire life. His entire life, that dude has been an insider. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of Trump supporters too. Fuck you guys too. I'm sick of all of you. I'm tired of everybody.
I agree. Like,
I am.
How can you have principles on one side and then on the other side have
right? God damn it. Consistency.
Consistent in anything, guys. It really makes me scared. It makes me scared.
I'm tired.
And Glory,
it really does.
When it comes to Latin America, Trump is also a Gussano.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, he's practicing his new word, Glory Jones. His vocabulary word.
We met somebody called Gloria, and I must have called her Glory 5 times too, so don't feel bad. I was like, oh, great. I called Glory Gloria, and I called Gloria Glory. It's just...
You called Misty Mindy. You called Marie Melanie. Was it Melanie? I'm going to go back and look.
Wrong, ever.
Andrew, has he ever gotten your name wrong?
Mine? I don't think so.
Because he's a white man.
Andrew, you're so quiet, bro. You're so quiet. Is it because you think YouTube's gonna strike the channel if you say something?
Is my mic quiet?
You're so quiet. I feel like you think that YouTube's gonna strike the channel if you say something. Because
no, Andrew. Oh my God, no.
They did not like his.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Andrew talks about some crazy shit sometimes. Don't you?
I try.
Parent.
My favorite is when I can get us on like a really weird note to like dismiss someone or like close the show. Those are the best.
Maybe don't.
It's the weirdest kind of censorship, guys, that's going on. Really, when people are talking,
you can see it clamping down more and more. If you go to like the We Are Change page or Slow News Day or Project Veritas, they literally have, like, I've been screenshotting it because they'll have 11 dislikes, which means the number of people that they show the video to is literally just the people that they think would want to see it anyways. So they've now rolled that censorship algorithm that we've been trapped in for so long out to all of these other platforms now, where they're only showing the videos specifically to people they think want to see them, and no longer any diversification of thought or ability to reach outside influence, like outside groups.
Are you saying they're selling to us? Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, they've pushed everyone to the fringe, essentially.
Yes.
That's what they want. And
I just said that earlier. If you don't take one of two extreme positions.
Yeah, that's why it's so important.
Alt-right channels, anyways. Andrew was talking about.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to just like get on the ground and just talk to people.
Yeah.
So next week we'll probably launch it, but we're going to be doing something in the beginning of January in DC, probably 4, 5, and 6, like the middle of the first week of January. I got a couple people that are going to get involved behind the scenes that I'm pretty excited for. We actually have a pretty cool show lined up for next week too. We got Roar Media joining us.
Hey, I'm just now learning this.
Of the activation tour. and Conscious Resistance, and a couple other people that I still have to confirm. But it should be a pretty awesome organizer panel that we're pulling in for next week.
Yay!
Nick, potentially, you're overhearing this, with the Fred Hampton leftist.
Yeah, we're trying to get Nick on. Fridays are tough for him, but we're going to try to work something out, get him on. I love Nick. I love the crew at FHL mostly.
But next week will be if our dates are right, it'll be the 4,000th day since Julian was put into arbitrary detention.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what sucks about all those stats too is like every time I think of how long it's been since Julian's been in prison, I'm like, damn.
Like, what have you done in 4,000 days?
Well, not only that, but like, and then that gets dwarfed by like other political prisoners, like with Ulusha Kerr, like Mumia or Rochelle McGee, and it's just like, god damn. I really want Julian to get free, but like, I'm tired of arguing on the basis of these fucking laws. I mean, because it's like no, we shouldn't have to worry about winning a court case in this bullshit. Like,
right?
We're okay. Like, take it down to basic fucking like human philosophy. We're not given fucking voices, so some state entity can determine when it's okay to use them, or we're not giving like minds with conscious thoughts, so some soulless corporate body can determine when we can share what's inside them. Like, no, fuck you. This shouldn't be legislated. This is a fucking like. This is something that we just have and we can share it. Like free speech, journalism, that's not something that we have to depend on an imperialist empire to grant us through their bullshit laws. Like, no, fuck.
Yeah.
Vintage glory.
Amen. Agreed, 100%.
No cap glory.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no cap.
Bam just yelled, shut up from the other room, glory. Shut up.
Hi, Fee.
Fee, Glory says hi.
That's fine.
Hi, Glory.
I think Tommy's trying to say something, but he's muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't do that on purpose. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, guys, you hit the nail on the head with the whole, they don't care about us. They don't care about justice, for sure. They don't care about that, but they do care about decorum. They care about their legacies and their reputation and public opinion, because that's pretty much how they cancel people and how they censor us, right? So my question is, it's a statement and a question. It's like, how do we get these people? How do we shame these people enough to actually do the right thing? Because that's what we have to do. It all comes down to that. They don't have principles and values. That's for damn sure. What we have to do is we have to play their game, shame them into fucking doing the right thing. Like we almost did with the Build Back Better Act before Pramila Jayapal said, hey, you gonna vote for it? Eye contact, hands up, 7 up. Yeah, we have to go all the way, force the vote. And force them with their own fucking rules. Their decorum, we need to hold it over their heads for sure. That's the only way we can do this shit. What do you think, guys? What do you think about that?
I agree. It's just a matter of like how and who and like where. Because when you have such a faceless corporation as like Netflix able to just arbitrarily release a smear video, it's almost like you're fighting like phantoms at that point, because you beat one thing down.
Dude, they took a sitting president off the internet.
Yep.
A sitting president. They erased like Pinterest, everything. Like they erased a sitting.
I think a good way to do it is loose change style, getting essentially just passing out information, getting people in groups just to do watch parties all across the country, things like that, like analog distribution of information, or well, maybe DVDs, but using flash drives, like physical exchanges that can't be censored in the same way. So you go to a place and you just pass out USB sticks with a couple different documentaries on them, because you can get a 250 gigabyte USB drive for $2, $3 online in bulk nowadays.
Or you can do like stickers that have a QR code to the link, like
they track
the link
QR
to the
codes,
direct.
though.
Yeah, but like to the actual website. You know, just just being modern about it.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just
but like
codes,
QR
codes freak me out a little bit.
I know they do, but like that's one of the just like giving it to people in person. That's kind of I think
the big thing.
I think that's a big thing, and like not saying that everyone has to do it, but it's kind of. But I don't know. It's kind of my style, just because it's like, can't.
Well, you don't even have to be like in the streets all the time. Like you are in the streets, like at protests. Like even just in your life, having uncomfortable conversations with people. You know what I mean? Like just your friends, your family, your neighbors.
Yeah, even if you don't feel really comfortable talking at first, maybe just have like 1 or 2 conversations at first. But along with that, spam the shit out of some fucking flyers or stickers. Like, I don't care how you do it, because I used to hand make my flyers. I still do. Like, I have fucking like free Julian Assange Sharpied onto some white construction paper. Like, I still have a couple of copies of those in my backpack, and y'all, they look fucking bad.
I have some in my Jeep right now.
The trick
I
is
don't
you
care.
can draw the first one, right? So, like I still have them that I print, the free Julian Assange posters,
the ones we put in Westerville.
Copy the originals, so that way you make copies of handmade signs, so they all look authentic and organic. That's just my general.
To supplement that, though, I feel like we have to, and I feel weird saying this, but we have to galvanize white trust fund baby America to knowing that there's issues and to caring, because they're the ones who really shape these fucking guys into actually doing shit. If you haven't noticed, it's fucking weird, but they're the ones.
They're not going to do that though.
End up, they don't know what's going on. Most of them don't really know what's going on. They're too involved with all kinds of other shit. Kyle Rittenhouse, all these distractions that the mainstream media is putting in front of them. They're so up in arms about the decorum and all that, and the social norms and the conventional wisdom. Most of these guys, what do you think, Misty, Andrew? Do y'all think they really know about Julian Assange, or do they just see him on MSNBC in a bad light?
Well, are you talking about just white trust fund babies? Because white trust fund babies don't care. They're not. It doesn't affect them at all in any way, so they don't care. Like everyday average Americans, no, most people don't know about Julian Assange. There's a massive media blackout. I mean, anytime that you see any coverage, it's either independent media or it's shit coverage on mainstream media where they're smearing him and pushing propaganda, deep state propaganda, and even sometimes on independent media they do that too.
Right. So you know how they frame and they brand, and when they do their smear jobs. So what we have to do is we have to come up with some kind of fucking marketing campaign to fucking overcome that. What do you think? We can do that. I think we can do that. Let's try to do that.
Yeah, we do that. I mean, we try. I mean, there's not, we need the movement to grow so that, because there's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of smears, and like trying to actively combat them on a daily basis on social media. And like Glory said, like, that's why I don't even bother with the correcting stuff on social media. It's not the place. Nobody's there to actually listen. Nobody's there to actually have a conversation or, look to intercept new information and educate themselves. That's not what they're there for. They're there to like pick a fight and to start a beef. And so but like in like real life conversations, I think you can, that's where you can actively combat some of the smear stuff. That's just
the other thing. So this is going to sound dark, so just follow me on this, camera guy.
Here we go.
If you look at the way people view people in pop culture and in other spheres, like I'll use Conor McGregor and Ben Roethlisberger as perfect examples. Like, those people are real rapists. Like, Ben Roethlisberger legitimately raped someone. Conor McGregor raped a woman so bad, I believe it was in Iceland, that she had to have a tampon surgically removed from her uterus. Like
stop. That's a real thing that happened?
That's a real thing that happened.
Why did I not hear about that?
It's fucking brutal.
Keep it quiet.
Somebody, hey, there's some. Tommy, I think it's you. Can you mute?
Yeah.
There's like a click.
I think there's like a clicking noise. Okay. Yep.
It might be the microphone picking up on the. Speaker, maybe.
Yeah, Tommy. Just when you need to talk, just unmute or something, because your mic's like it's very clicky.
Actually, guys, I have to get back to work. I just wanted to pop in because I wanted to talk to you, Misty. Get on my show. Andrew,
yeah, of course.
Bro. And
love you, buddy.
I like you too. Get on my show, bro. We gotta keep on organizing. Don't be discouraged, guys. And I'm here to support you. So I'm working so hard and so much, but it's the holidays. But
I know the feeling. I'm still
Tommy.
in my work office.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
Thanks, Tommy.
See you, Tommy. Oh,
but like, if you look at the way that people don't even really care about that as a fact, like
Yeah.
Like that people have done those heinous things. And then someone in Julian's case where it didn't actually fucking happen and it was literally just a smear job. I think you don't even really have to combat that. I think it's more just placing the idea of like, hey, here's a journalist in jail. And as weird as it is to say, like, now that Project Veritas has had this happen to them, at least like our portion or our world of the independent media has at least in a way tied those two together. Like, hey,
yeah, but then they're saying that Project Veritas, they're not journalists. They don't deserve to be.
Oh, right, the like troll farms and shit. Yeah, those people.
Yeah, but not just troll farms. Like people who should know
Free
better.
speech isn't conditional. Free speech isn't conditional upon what your political beliefs are.
No.
I got another portion of the article. Can we jump into it?
Yeah, we can.
I'll screen share it up real quick. This highlights what happened as Julian was arrested and what they were saying internally in Australia there and shortly after. Do you want to read this one, Misty? You want me to read it?
I can. Okay, so when Australians travel overseas and then find themselves in difficulties with the law, they face the judicial systems of those countries, Morrison said. It doesn't matter what particular crime it is that they're alleged to have committed. That's the way the system works. However, an internal email dated April 5th, 2019, secured by transfer from the Australian Attorney General's office, was shot through with contempt for the WikiLeaks co-founder. The note asserted, quote, FYI, Assange might be evicted. Not sure if his lawyers will make any, not very convincing, emphasis added. Arguments about Australia's responsibility to him, but thought it was worth flagging. So they're basically like, oh shit, he's getting evicted. We need to, like, I don't know if we're going to get called out on it, but we should have like a thing ready. Okay, so did you go down too far, Andrew?
No, this is the next paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Assange's treatment and the total lack of outrage over his incarceration, prison conditions, blatant procedural abuses engaged in by Washington, and the relentless pursuit of him, and CIA plans to kidnap and or murder the WikiLeaks founder, diverges starkly from Australia's approach to Kylie Moore Gilbert, an Australian-British academic jailed in Iran for 10 years on questionable charges of espionage in September 2018. Behind the scenes, Australian diplomats struggled for almost 2 years to secure her release, eventually brokering a prisoner swap under which she was traded for 3 Iranian inmates in Thailand, 2 of whom were convicted in connection with a 2012 bombing plot in Bangkok. In a statement, Foreign Minister Payne expressed relief that Moore Gilbert was finally free as a result of, quote, professional and determined work, end quote, noting that Canberra had consistently rejected the grounds on which she was detained. Meanwhile, the Australian government has consistently reinforced Washington's position on Assange. In fact, officials have on occasion gone even further than their U.S. counterparts in publicly condemning him and his actions. In December 2010, then Prime Minister Julia Gillard declared WikiLeaks' release of U.S. diplomatic cables meant Assange was guilty of illegality and that the federal police were investigating to offer advice about potential criminal conduct and of the individual involved. To be fair, Canberra, though elected representatives, there may effectively have no choice in the matter. According to investigative journalist Duncan Campbell, each Five Eyes member theoretically has the right to veto a request for signals intelligence collected on an individual, group, or organization collected by another. However, Campbell's explained, quote, when you're a junior ally like Australia or New Zealand, you never refuse, end quote, even in situations when there are concerns about what ostensible allies may do with that sensitive information. The documents obtained by transfer and provided to the Grey Zone provide an unobstructed view of the Australian junior allies' betrayal of one of its citizens to the imperial power that has hunted him for years. As Julian Assange's rights were violated at every turn, Canberra appears to have been complicit. Yes, 100%. They have been complicit. And we knew this, we all know this, but again, seeing it in black and white, and it just proves what everybody's been saying all along. Of course, Australia knew. Of course, they've been doing absolutely fuck all for one of their own who, again,
Puppets.
Yeah. What did Caitlin Johnstone call him? The Australia is the US's basement gimp. Is that what she says?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's true. It's pathetic, honestly. And
Gimp is sleeping.
Yeah.
Better go wake him up.
It's so bad. Dude, it's
dead though.
Yeah.
Australia knew.
Of course Australia knew. It's so it's just been so apparent this whole time, and their whole like non-denials denials where they try to pretend like I'm sure he's being treated. We've been assured that he's being treated properly. Come the fuck on.
Well, like
First of all, nobody's being treated properly in Belmarsh.
The statement from Scott Morrison where he says, let me find it, I want to quote it exactly, where he says the treatment that Julian will receive the same treatment as any other Australian. When Australian travels overseas, they find themselves in difficulties with the law. They face the judicial system of those countries. Like when we found out that Guantanamo Bay was holding Australian prisoners inside of it, and Australia did effectively nothing until the WikiLeaks releases came out showing that Guantanamo Bay had Australian prisoners in it, and that the country just haphazardly was like, yeah, you should give those guys back. That's bad. And then in their own country, prosecuting Friendly Jordies, prosecuting Witness K, who I don't think the public even still knows the name of, literally an unnamed person being prosecuted for unnamed crimes in Australia. And then everyone's favorite David McBride, who's literally, he released information that led to the world knowing that Australia has no real Bill of Rights or First Amendment, that the Australian government has the right to seize and edit news reports, and literally rewrite Australian history if the police as a unit so choose.
This is fine.
Everything's normal, guys. Australia is just, like going through riots and shit.
Oh my God! Speaking of, did y'all see what happened in? I'm sorry, Dutch people. Rotterdam or Rotterdam?
The Netherlands?
Yeah, the Netherlands.
Let me pull.
Dude, shit's been popping off.
Shit's popping off in the Netherlands. One person was, I think, I don't know how many people exactly were shot by police, but I know one person was actually one person actually died because of it. And like these were like bullets, not rubber coated steel bullets, but like bullets.
Ugh.
So while I try to find this video real quick, Pasta, could you talk about what it's like in the countries you're in for COVID lockdown, the ones that you've been to so far?
As far as like what I experienced with the elections in Nicaragua?
Yeah, like just with the way that they treat coronavirus in general.
Well, yeah, I mean, Peru, there's some places you have to wear a double mask, you know what I'm saying? And there's actually a police officer in the street the other day said, put it up, you know what I'm saying? So a little extra, travel is crazy, presenting a test. You can't have it no later than 72 hours, but you have to have it within, it depends on, where you're going to, sometimes within, 36 hours. They're kind of forcing you to pay for a rapid test, not to take any chances, because if you get a test and it takes too long, then you can't get on a plane. What if it's within the time limit and that you're getting on your plane, but then your flight is delayed, then they cannot let you on? You know what I'm saying? So they're making it difficult that way. Nicaragua isn't crazy about it. They had their mask, whatnot, but you didn't have to wear it all the time. Nobody really said anything to me. A lot of times I put it on just as courtesy for people, but like in the hotel, I didn't wear it at all. So, when it came to COVID, it's obviously like, it seems like a couple countries a little bit more sensible than other. I've only been to 2 right now, countries and stuff. But, what we experienced, the whole thing was there for the elections too in Nicaragua. It was just life-changing, an amazing place. It's magical. Just to see what the Sandinistas have done with that country, how much love they have, how much pride they have in being Nicaraguans and the system that they're operating with, especially the election system, and like we said, we didn't go there just to observe the elections. We went to scrutinize, and we really hit them hard with a lot of questions the very first day before the elections when we went out to Bilwi, which is on the Caribbean coast. We didn't throw any softballs that way. We hit them hard. But, when you have a system like the Nicaraguans do, where it's foolproof, it's transparent, it's trackable, it's audible, and it's publicly verified, you know what I'm saying? You can have pride in what you're doing. We sit here in America, and with our exceptionalism, we laugh down, and everybody in the outside the United States as if we're the beacon of truth and democracy when we're not. There's so many flaws within our system. And I'm not even playing the game. It was Trump cheated or Biden. Did he win fairly? All that bullshit. It's our system. Our system is so out of whack. Gloria experienced this when she came here. in California, and she saw this stuff here with the lines and how ridiculous it is. We've seen how it was in Florida, and how you can't even verify things. How there are so
and
many,
remember, I was in the LA County Board of Supervisors meeting for 8 fucking hours to speak a minute.
For 2 minutes.
And they would no, it was a minute. It was 60 seconds, and they cut off. Yeah, and they would cut off our mics exactly at 60 seconds. So like with the people that were speaking before for the earlier topics, they could like finish their sentence. But with us, the moment you said like any kind of bad word or the moment it hit 60 seconds, they just cut you off completely. It's like, yeah.
Ridiculous. And you were doing that on a Super Tuesday when I had to leave to get back just to report on Super Tuesday with all the fugazi numbers we see. And I think Glory can also tell you firsthand how many mail-in votes in the 2020 primary Debbie Wasserman Schultz got. She got more mail-in votes in the 2020 primary than she got votes in 2016.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Ran against Tim Canova. It's totally ridiculous. And, a lot of these mail-in votes come from nursing homes and whatnot, and they're not verifiable. They haven't been tracked. There's ballot harvesting in California. So somebody could just show up with stacks of ballots. They have 1 day of voting in Nicaragua, 1 fucking day. They got 15 days and people are still complaining that's not enough days, in certain states. There are no drop boxes out in the middle of nowhere. So therefore the chain of custody is solid. And you saw people who were handicapped, couldn't even walk, wheelchairs, helpers picking up wheelchairs, walking them up the stairs to help them to vote because they took pride in voting. They knew it was a gift to have the opportunity to go vote, and they took every advantage of it. And not to mention the staffs, right? You go into some of these voting centers in California, you go into these voting centers in Florida. The one they kicked me out in Florida, there were 6 people working at that voting center. Sure enough, they ran out of ballots that day. People couldn't vote. That whole shit was going on. Just ridiculous in that area that they were running out of ballots. And in one of the poor areas of Dania Beach, you go to these vote centers, these precincts over here in Nicaragua, they got 10 times the staff, multiple parties in the room at all time. So the vote there's integrity with the votes. They're not throwing them out of the room or posting things up on the window. You know what I'm saying? And everything is tabulated once. I'm sorry, go ahead, Lori.
Real quick, I can speak to that specific Florida primary as well. Primarily because of everything that was happening with COVID. They were desperate for voting workers, and they were horribly understaffed because not only did they needed poll workers and they needed voting systems technicians, and they just didn't have enough. I remember at one point I actually took a class to become certified to become a voting systems technician, and there were maybe 10 people in the room max, and this was only a month or so before the actual election for Broward County, Florida. So they were vastly underemployed.
How many training classes, Glory? How many training classes?
I only took one, and there was another one that you were required to take as well, but I never got a chance to take the second one because whatchamacallit, someone that was in my class tested positive for COVID. So they were just like, oh, no, throw the whole class away. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most people who work in elections as a volunteer have 1 day of training. 1 friggin' day. They train for 3 months, multiple days in Nicaragua to do this. And Glory can tell you this too as well. The ballots are done. They're casted, right? They're not casted. I can't even say that word right. They're cast, and then they're taking the central tabulation, right? And how many fugazi things did we witness, Glory, in fucking Florida, where it was 1 person transporting the ballots, which was against the law, 1 person picking them up. Who knows when you get those things out of the precinct, what happens to them? In Nicaragua, where the vote is cast, it is also counted with multiple parties in the room, giving that election integrity and securing the chain of custody. Say it with me, everybody. The chain of custody. Something that's thrown away and is basura, no cap, in fucking Florida, in California, in United States elections. It's ridiculous. The framework and everything we witness over in Nicaragua blows the American system. I don't care what state you're in, because 99% of the tabulation when it comes to our elections in America are done by 3 major companies with proprietary software that you and I can't look at. That doesn't happen in Nicaragua. Yeah, go ahead.
Pasta, were these votes loaded onto a flash drive at all?
No. No.
I don't know how anybody can look at our elections and like pretend that they're anything other than just a joke of epic proportions, you guys. It's and that's not like we consistently rank dead last amongst I can't fucking talk amongst Western democracies when it comes to election integrity. And I get it. People are, oh, well, who cares if I can vote in an election? Blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine, but I mean, then we need to like either start working on, but you can't work on something else until people are aware of the fact that our elections are completely broken. And the propaganda around it has like a whole lot of people convinced that you can vote your way out of this shit. So that needs to be exposed on a regular basis. Like we need to start having those conversations with people and breaking them of their delusions. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous to me that we have to keep having these conversations, honestly.
Yep.
Netherlands. Can I show it?
Yes.
We show it? Yes. I have 3 videos. If you want to pull up my share mobile.
Ja, dat is toch niet normaal met een pistool, kom op. Ja, kom op, dat is niet normaal. Ja, kijk, dat die jongens dat doen is ook niet normaal, maar met een pistool getrokken, nee. Daar gaat nergens meer over, dat is gewoon schandalig. Dat is gewoon niet normaal. Nee, je krijgt gewoon de neiging gewoon mee te doen. Gewoon. Ja, precies.
Where's this at?
Rotterdam, Netherlands.
Wow.
And then let me get the next one.
Ik vind dit echt niet normaal.
Okay. And then this is the last one.
Warning, content warning.
Yeah. If you're squeamish, close your eyes for the next 12 seconds. Yeah. So
That's a bullet wound.
yeah. Let me turn that off. That's what I have for. Let me see if I can find a couple more, but that's what's happening.
I sent a couple of Twitter videos in the StreamYard chat in case if you wanted to show more.
Did they impose new lockdowns? What's going on over there?
I know in Netherlands they're implementing like a QR code system for their Vaxport shit. So it's like I think it's for restaurants. Maybe it could be like nightlife in general. But I know it's like restaurants, I think supermarkets, and yeah, a lot of other places.
Yeah. So pretty much you can't live in the Netherlands unless you get the boop boop. That's what they're pretty much saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No
unless you've been
supermarkets,
booted
no
off.
food. Or you can get delivery service maybe. I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe.
They tried to implement a QR code system, and it got hacked. So basically, one of the people that had like a valid QR code to enter restaurants was named Adolf Hitler. Yeah, that's
Jesus.
so
These people have lost the plot.
Amen.
they turn it
Whoever
up
did
over
that
in
was wonderful.
Netherlands. I respect it, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
big up Netherlands, bro. Big up Australia, Germany, anywhere that's getting down. I mean,
Yes.
like that. That was the U.S. like last year, but co-option. So
Yeah.
yay.
So
But
God, they're
we
so
can-
good
hey,
at it though. They're so good at it.
I know. Hey, U.S., we can get back in it, guys. Please
we'll get
stop
there.
being
We
pussies.
just gotta get there for the right reasons now. Everyone's tired of doing it for.
I say this all the time though. It's really sad. Like Americans like have allowed themselves, like we were just beaten down to the point where like, fuck it, this is the best we can do. Let's just go along. Let's just do it.
Well,
No,
so like if
no.
you look at historically, the United States is always the last country to go into revolution, right? Like it took us almost 150, 200 years to catch up to the French taking out their royalty before the US did it. And then Australia broke British power
Wait, what?
100 years ago and
I
didn't even
thought
get a constitution.
it
Literally
didn't-
all they
didn't-
have is a bill of business
Wait,
transactions with
wait,
the government,
Andre,
and what the government
Andre.
can't do to corporations.
Andre, as bullshit as it was, didn't the American Revolution happen before the French Revolution?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Are you sure about
I'll
that?
check. I'm pretty sure the French Revolution happened first.
I thought it was right around the
I
same
could be
time.
wrong.
American Revolution, the Declaration of Independence was in 1776, July 4th,
I quit.
1776.
I'll see you.
Oh my god.
Oh, Andre.
Oh,
Leave Andre alone.
I'm going to
I gotta
bed.
put him on blast, Glory, in front of his friends.
No, I appreciate it. I was definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Just like Fee. Just like Fee.
I was definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Busted. That's what happens when you smoke weed on camera.
I was so confused. I'm like, wait, what is he? What? I got my face was probably pretty funny actually.
It was.
Because
I was
like,
just like-
it took me a while because I'm high too. So it took me a while. Like I'm like, wait, what is he talking about?
Never mind. Disregard me. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Oh,
Andrew, I know how you feel sometimes.
it's been
I
a
know
week,
how
Andre. It's been a fucking week.
It has.
Oh, that's like my mantra today. It's been a fucking week.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ on a cracker. All right. Do we have what else do we
You
have?
said it again.
I have Operation Pelican stuff if we want to do that real quick, like the writings of Duncan Hunter.
All right.
All
Do we have
right, guys.
time? We have 13 minutes.
It's 5 slides. How fast can we read?
I can read pretty fast, but I mean, do we want to cram it?
No, we can save it. We've saved it for like 3 weeks. We can keep saving it. It's not new. It's just it pulls the CIA story together with the newly released Australia story.
Don't rush that.
UK's time
Yeah.
frames.
Don't rush that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
We
rush
keep
it.
we put shit off a lot on this show though, honestly. We do that a lot.
Next week, open with it.
That
We're
works.
really good at avoiding things we don't want to talk about, getting distracted. But we're scripted. Totally scripted.
Got it.
Okay,
I'm
so
sitting here waiting for the Rittenhouse section, you know. So
Right?
No.
So my only
no,
comment
no.
about that whole
fucking
thing
nightmare.
is where is Julian Assange's court video, right? Like you saw the Kyle Rittenhouse video, Barry Ghislaine Maxwell being in court. Everyone was like foaming at the mouth on every word anybody said in the courtroom, right? All we have for Julian's trial is tweets that a select few of us are going to go back and read.
Yeah.
We don't have
Well, that's
video
all we have for the
documentation
fucking-
of the judge correcting the prosecution. We don't have video documentation of them admitting in court that someone else published the documents first. We don't have the video of the person from fucking the U.S. military that came out and said, like, yeah, Chelsea Manning literally was the one that did this. It wasn't. There's no way to even tell the communications that happened with Julie. Like, there was that military expert that testified, the ex-prison warden that testified that said, like, yeah, these conditions are absolutely heinous and inhumane. Like, I worked there for a while and just had to leave type shit.
Bruh,
like, we don't get any of that.
Yeah,
the whole world gets to get flipped upside down over Kyle fucking Rittenhouse.
For the fucking Ghislaine Maxwell trial, we have a couple of hand-drawn pictures of her, of like her in court, and then a fucking Rolling Stone article that's like, oh, high society is bracing itself for the trial of British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. It's like, listen, all right, my one thing, I'm a hold up, I'm all over the place. I just want to show that meme. That's gonna be like, that's my comment. No.
Oh, I'm busted.
Just hit the share screen thing.
For glories, that was mine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. Y'all, what the fuck?
Leave it back
Okay,
up there.
the Julian Assange this is a historic court case on press freedom. This will affect everybody forever. And it's happening behind closed doors. Like, the best we have is some really amazing journalists trying desperately to live tweet as things are happening.
I don't mean to talk, like, to say that was a bad thing by any of those people.
That shouldn't be. No.
Right. I love what everyone has done, but I'm sad that there wasn't someone that
we should have full access to every second of that court proceeding. Period. End of story. This is a huge fucking deal. It should not be able to happen behind closed doors like this. They should not be able to. I mean, Reporters Without Borders. Listen, I know, but they couldn't even they had to show up at 4:00 in the morning and wait in line.
1 second. I have a word for Mr. Christoph Del Wire of Reporters Without Borders. I know yo motherfucking ass ain't showing up to the fucking appeal hearing trying to act all bad and shit with Rebecca Vincent while your ass was giving a fucking morality blowjob to Anthony Blinken on World Press Freedom Day.
Yes.
Did you mention Julian Assange once in that meeting?
No.
You literally had a chance to mention the abuse of journalists at the hands of the United States to his face. All you had to say was, hey, Julian Assange, what's up with, why go on, Anthony? You don't even have to be mean about it. I know you were, honored about the whole thing, but you don't even have to be mean about it. And now, after that, you just show up a couple months later at the appeal hearing oh, yeah, I'm totally in this fight for Assange. I never forgot about him. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Thank you, Glory Jones.
No
Fuck
cap.
you.
I almost lost my train of thought completely when Pasta turned his cap to the side. I was just like, this goon.
That's a funny shit. But thank you for saying that out loud. Yes.
You guys. I got to see you guys in person. I got to give you guys hugs. I got to give you love because that's all we got right now.
Everybody you guys should come back to DC in January if you can. We're going to try to hit DC in January.
January what?
4th, 5th, and 6th potentially. We're just not we're baby infantile stages of planning right now. Andrew just brought it up yesterday.
I was like, hey Missy, can we do this?
Yeah, we're on the fly. We're doing it on the fly. We're doing it live, bitches.
We're doing it live.
Yeah. We can do it. We can pull it off. We've done crazier things.
Yeah, no, I'm not even worried that
we can do it.
I'm just glad. I just like doing it.
I know. And we started Paula's going to be in DC again doing her amazing one woman
December 11th and 12th.
I'm going to try to make it
down
now.
There and join her. Kendra recently joined her.
Yeah. I'm going to try to make it now because I started the year in DC. I figure I should try to end it in DC.
But shout out to End the Damn Wars too.
Yeah.
Because they're doing on December 11th, I believe it's 5 different cities that they're doing mutual aid actions for.
When's that?
People
December 11th.
December 11th.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like
so
Seattle.
Shout out to them, to Kimber, to Magnus, to all those guys over there that are still. I'm still part of it. Meetings are Fridays and vigils are Fridays.
Right.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the 11th, January 11th is Commander X's next court date. That's pretty much when they'll really start to make their like official plea, and when they'll start like going into mitigation and negotiating a sentence and stuff. Because pretty much what happened these past couple weeks was the government of Santa Cruz wasn't able to prove that there were enough monetary damages done to the city of Santa Cruz as a result of the DDoS attacks in 2011. So that charge is being dropped from a felony, and it'll either go to a misdemeanor charge or it'll be dismissed completely. So that leaves X with the failure to appear and the Orlando indictment, which is currently being transferred over to the San Jose courthouse. So that way he doesn't have to travel to Orlando as well. So that's why the court hearing was moved until January 11th, to give time for that transfer to happen, as well as more discovery from the city of Orlando. But yeah.
I think to bring attention to this case, Glory, you should rewrite and do a song. You know that song by Exhibit X? That song? You should do like a song about Commander X to that song. You know what I'm saying?
We could get Jesse Jet to write something.
Jesse Jess, something like that.
Yeah. And to answer Jade Star question, is he doing okay? I mean, he's in Santa Rita jail, so I can't definitively say like, yeah, he's doing great. I mean, he's surviving, he's making it. He's been a little down lately because one of his good friends in his cell got moved to a completely different housing unit because he got into a fight with another inmate, or he was beaten up or something like that. So because of that, he was moved from sharing a cell with X to a completely different housing unit. So that has him down a bit. And then Santa Rita jail is always shite, but he did get some. he did get some proper like glasses. So I mean, it only took him like a couple of weeks to a month, but he did finally get like some proper bifocals, so he can actually see a bit better now. That's helping him a bit. But yeah, other than that, if you keep writing to him, it's Santa Rita Jail, Christopher Doyen, UMD 885-5325 Broder Boulevard, Dublin, California 94568 is his mailing address. I'll type it in the chat too. If y'all can write to him, that really helps. But the letters take like 7 to 10 days to arrive. But yeah.
Phenomenal Mysticism asks, is Daniel Hale also being tortured like Julian Assange? Yeah, similarly, yes. Daniel Hale is currently in a CMU, which is a communication management unit. So this was something that was created after the war on terror started. And it's essentially special administrative measures, just under a different name. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. All of your communications are heavily monitored. You have very limited visits. You're basically in solitary confinement. It's a
violation of the Mandela law.
Yeah. So if you can write to Daniel Hale too, do that. They have a very
the list keeps going on and on and on and on and on.
I know.
Jail and why we jailed them, and the fact is not just outrage from people on the left, right? You know, it just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's depressing. Honestly, it's really
depressing. What the drone program, Daniel Hale, right? Am I correct here?
Yes.
All right. Telling the people the truth, showing people the truth, and fucking A.
I know.
And all you people do on Action for Assange is just talk about Julian Assange all day. What's wrong with you?
Bruh, I spent honestly, I spend more time probably keeping track of deep sea mining news and making sure that that Commander X is able to communicate with the world than I do on Julian. just
I mean, all those things are important too, though.
Yes, all of them. I mean, I spent a
but
ton of time
guys,
on Daniel Hale.
I've said this a lot in group chats, but this is my first time kind of saying it live. Like, that's what every activist does.
Yes.
You could literally make that same argument about any other activist. Like,
environmentalists. Oh my gosh, you talk about climate change so much. What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, you're
oh my gosh, you're an oncologist and you talk about cancer? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're a free Palestine activist? Why are you talking so much about Palestine? Are you just forgetting about Yemen and Sudan and Somalia? It's like, no. It's just that everybody has their issues that they specialize in.
And we need that. We need people to have different focus because then we can all work together. Work together, assholes.
You need to be talking more about AOC and the anime shit that's going on and her dress.
Don't get
wasting
me
too much time
fucking
on Julian,
started on that
Talk
shit,
about
bro.
stuff
I
that
could
matters.
literally go on an entire weeb dissertation
Glory
about
Jones,
that whole
are you
shit
busy on
using
Wednesday?
one of the most iconic anime openings ever for your shitty ass fucking agenda. Get out of here. That video was so fucking bad. I couldn't even bring myself to scream Jaeger along with it during the chorus, okay? That's how you know it was bad.
Well, I don't know what's worse, the actual video itself or the fact that AOC took up time on the congressional floor while people are homeless in the streets, not receiving Medicare and starving, and we're invading the fucking planet. And she took up time to cry about that situation.
To make it about her again. It's not
like
about you, sis. It's not about you. It's not. And listen, that's not to say that I think that members of Congress should be posting, videos like. I mean, what? You really? I mean, grow the fuck up. First of all, dude, grow the fuck up.
No, for fuck's sake, it's not a death threat. I'm sorry.
And just remove still. I get it, but still, you shouldn't like.
I don't get it. Make another video against it. Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
She should be making a video of the fight in, oh my god,
Levi versus the Beast Titan
against the Ant-Man, where the old monk literally like blows himself up to destroy his enemies type shit to make herself seem like that much of a goddamn martyr.
I know, bro. You could be like, ayo, bruh, you don't know shit about Attack on Titan. Let me show you how it's done. And then show like the Levi versus Beast Titan fight where like, you Photoshop his face onto Zeke's bitch ass and then like your Levi coming in and shit. And then like, yeah, you could do that, like have some fun with it. Like it's a show.
I heard that Matt Gaetz is going to be using the Last Airbender cartoon to go after Ilhan Omar.
Don't you dare fucking touch the greatest TV show of all time, Matt Gaetz. I swear to God.
So I had to throw that in.
Can we
literally live in a
Nancy
cartoon.
Pelosi's face onto the end of the person from Full Metal Alchemist, like one of the like witch lady that helped create the first Philosopher's Stone and build the gate between the two worlds. Can we put a Nancy Pelosi's face on that lady? Like
somebody can do that.
Oh God,
guys, it's 11 o'clock. I have to wrap it up.
All right. We love you, Pasta.
I love you too, guys, as well. I love you, Glory. Miss you guys. Can't wait to see you guys soon. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking about
you
Julian.
keep doing what you're doing, dude. You guys are kicking ass.
Do you have a fundraiser that people could throw money to help you out while you're over there?
Well, right now, just hit up our PayPal. That's the most important thing.
I'll post
That's
it in the
direct way to get
chat.
to us right now.
In the chat.
If you want to join the Rockfin group, always you can be a subscriber over there. We do have our Patreon, but right now the best way to help us out is our PayPal. Johnny, are you in the chat there? Can we throw it up or no? We're not in the chat over there. But it's the combo couch, right? There it is. We have a PayPal. It's very easy to find. You can always go to theconvocouch.com, find all the ways over there to help out the Convo Couch, get on the ground, bring you the news. Election integrity is our jam, but we talk about other things. We got accused of talking about Julian Assange ourselves too much. You know what I'm saying? And but we love what you guys are doing. We always have. We love Slow News Day. We love Action for Assange. We love Bitch with Mindy too as well. And everybody get ready for the release of the next Lord of the Rings. Andrew will be there at the opening. We love you guys.
You should see how hairy my feet
Pasta.
are.
Oh
my God, hairy feet.
I don't need that visual,
Goodbye.
fam. I do not.
That's it.
I do not. We love you, Pasta.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Much love, Grandma.
Your turn, Glory.
Yeah, what you got going on? Slow news day, bitches.
I know, my mind's all over the place. Okay? I've been like
I hear you. It's been a week. It's been a
I know,
fucking week.
it's been a week, and I've been getting sick this past week too. So it's like,
no.
So my mind's all over the place. Let me think. Yes, slow news day. Sunday we'll be talking to Spike Cohen, I think.
Yay!
Not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Sunday we're talking to Spike Cohen. And then it also airs every morning as well with Steve giving some morning news. Anonymous Bites Back. I'm on there every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. I swear there's more than usual. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the thing. I'm on the ground and around. You probably won't see me tomorrow because I'm just sick. But Sunday I will probably be on the ground in Hollywood because the Answer Coalition is doing a protest against U.S. intervention in Ethiopia. So I'll probably be there. I'm trying to think. I have a Hive blog at Zero Clips with 2 E's at the end. And yeah.
I appreciate your energy, by the way, Glory.
What?
I appreciate your energy.
I know.
I remember when I was 20 years old and an activist.
She's
turned
21.
30 like 4 months ago. I feel like
I'm 21. I turned 21 like
she's 21. She's
almost 3 months ago now. I know it's new, but I am 21 now.
I'm telling you, 21. I was like, I couldn't even like. I did not have my shit together.
I don't have my shit together either.
I didn't know anything about anything, and I wasn't paying attention. I was getting drunk and partying, and I worked in a restaurant, and I would like wake up at noon, go to work at 4, get off at 11, party until 6 in the morning, go to sleep.
It sounds like you're about to become a congressperson.
Oh goodness. Okay. Anyways, so I'm Misty, and you can find me on Twitter at Sarcasm Stardust. I have another show called Facts on the Ground, and I don't know if you guys know this, but tomorrow night at 8:00, Jesse Jett is coming on to perform his entire new spoken word album, The Coming of Spring. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. We have something super awesome planned for Tuesday, which we're still kind of confirming people for, but it's going to be awesome. So keep an eye out for that. And then obviously I have Bitch with Comrade Misty every Wednesday at 7:00. And it's fun. It's therapy. I talk about cats a lot. It's weird. Last week I had Warren, everybody's favorite Uncle Warren, from Extra Bola, and we had fun. And this week it's Thanksgiving week, so I don't have a guest. I might just like throw out like Glory Jones if you're not busy, Andrew if you're not busy. I'm just gonna throw the link out to anybody who wants to come, and we can just have like a bitch fest. It'll be good.
It sounds awesome, but I'll probably be with family there.
Jesse's link to Reefer After Dark?
I don't know. I can look for it real quick.
Right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who just dropped it? Somebody give me the link.
Said that he was on it. I gotta find the link.
Oh, okay. I can do it while you're closing out. Go ahead and close out.
My name's Andrew Smith. You can find me on Twitter at Andrew Zigman. You can follow us at action_4 Assange. Just huge thank you. I appreciate Tommy jumping in, Glory, Pasta. I'm looking forward to next week. We're going to do a bit of like an organizer panel stuff. I'm going to be getting stuff ready for the beginning of January here this weekend. So I'm excited to be putting that out. I'm going to try to get some graphics put together and such. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here doing all this with us. You're what makes it happen.
I can't find the goddamn link, you guys. Oh, hold on. I got it. Shut the fuck up, Andrew. Okay, hold on.
I would never be able to find it. So.
I'm just really it's been a week, y'all.
Oh, I probably could have found it.
Yeah, you're good at that shit. I should have made you do it. I should have delegated.
For a second, I was a mod.
That's all right. Okay. Anyways, thanks for coming, everybody. We love you. Sorry we were depressing a little bit tonight, but you know, it is what it is. We'll catch you next week. We got big stuff coming next week, right, Andrew? Big stuff. So don't miss it.
Big stuff.
Yeah, big stuff.
Always.
All right, later, dudes.
Love y'all.